Hi, this is Kagi, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of the High Fiber Diet video. Welcome to my living room. Trying things out with the camera right now might be a little crooked. Hey, it is what it is. It's been a month since my last confession, and it's time to record. So, welcome. I got professional now. Yeah, I wrote down everything I'm going to talk about. We'll see if everything gets talked about. We're going to try. So, happy 2022. Haven't talked to you since the new year, and our holiday was quiet and wonderful. And we got right into 2022 and started getting stuff done. So, I'll talk about all of that. Finished objects, I don't have all of them here because some of them were gifts. So I will be putting in a picture, hopefully up here. And I did the 1898 hat. Spot, are you talking with me? He is noisy today. But I did the 1898 hat out of some knit crate. It was an alpaca silk merino blend in a really nice deep teal color, and it was for a swap at work. And I went up one needle size because I didn't like the way the material was with that tight needle, and it was much easier to do than what I thought it was going to be. I did not do the provisional cast on that it calls for. I did knit the brim part with the ear flaps, and you folded it in half, and then I grafted to the other end. So with the grafting, I didn't try to Kitchener, I just grafted to the first stitches. So on the inside, there might have been a bit of a seam, but it's not an issue because he wears that at the back of the head, so no biggie. And then I knit up the top, and I only have a picture of me in it. I don't have a picture of him in it. So like I said, I think I put it up here. So we will do that. The next thing I made was also a swap at work with another person, and I haven't gotten hers to her. She hasn't been into work. She mostly works remote, and I will get with her soon. So I have that here to show you. And I made a crochet hat with a pom-pom and just my own pattern, nothing big. I used Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick in the color Carousel, and I'll go ahead and put it on. It looks really cute on. Gives you a slouch if you want it, or you can have it up depending on how you like to wear yours or how she does. All I did was a knit front and back post, or I'm sorry, crochet front and back post for 3 rows of double crochet and rounds, I should say. And then I just did single crochet all the way up with decreases as needed to make up the hat. And so this was the hat. And originally that was what I was going to do. But yeah, I thought about it. And since I had a little bit more time, I went ahead and did a granny square, what's a straight granny shawl. Or I'm sorry, scarf to go with, which is nice and long. And I gave her a scarf pin. I have a bunch of these, and I'll be showing them in a little bit, but this is one that you just turn and then can take out, and then to lock it, you put it back in its little holder through and turn it, and that locks it into place. So if she wants to wear it over or whatever, it'll be a nice warm but not too warm. I like the way this crocheted up. I love the way the colors transition, and I gave it a bit of fringe for fun. So I hope my coworker will be happy with this. when I see her next. It is still time here. It can get cold again, so I'm not worried about her not being able to wear it this season. I also made Advent socks, and this Advent was from Cozy Knitter, and I did not know when I ordered it that she had a podcast. I no idea. I'm sorry. I'm not up on everybody else's. I try to catch up as much as I can, but I don't have a ton of time. Well, I guess on her podcast, she explained that she was doing a double repeat. And because I've done Advent socks for a few years, I was like, okay, it's going to be 24 stripes, and I can just, at 12 stripes, it's going to fit the foot, and I can put the heel in, and then I have the toe. And no. This was a 48 stripes, so you could do 2 pairs of socks. I didn't understand that. I was a little bit disappointed when I got a very short sock. But I sent the other half to my friend Lori up in Alaska, and she is making her own Advent socks. And so in a way it was a win. In the other way, I need to read more and know what I'm buying when I purchase. I did use gingerbread for the heel and toe. I didn't do a cuff. If I would have known that it was the shorter sock, I would have done the cuff also. So it was a little bit higher. But that's on me. And yay. Where'd you find it? I can cut this.
Top shelf of the closet behind some bullshit.
Okay, at least you found it.
Amen.
Good. So I did get, of course, 2 socks. I only have one in the holder because I can't find the rest of my Hornshaw holders, my sock blockers. They're in a box. I still have stuff in the basement in the box. So I love his blockers. This is the large, which fits me, a size 10 women's. And both socks came out wonderfully. And they're not matching. Because when I took off the first, I started the second from the wrong spot. But that's okay. They both have 24 stripes. So that's what Advent is about, and it kept me entertained for that process. So I used a size 2.75 needle on those. 2.75 is my normal, which is a US 2, a smaller US 2, because a 2 can also be a 3.0. Let's see. Then I did my stepping into 22, stepping out of 21, because I always start a pair of socks, and I step out of the year, and I step into the year. So this, I had ordered a sock tube on Etsy, and it was a single skein, 50 grams, and I knew this was going to be a short sock. So I did the cuff, and it was a tube that I got, just a long tube. And it's Felici. I don't even remember the colorway on it. And I did some yarn that I had gotten in a swap called Winter Wonderland. I used that for the cuff, toe, and heel. And I just again did an afterthought heel. This one I did a 2x2 rib, and I did a rounded toe. And I like the way this came out. Of course, the second sock is done, so I stepped out and stepped in. This was my first finished object. This was my last finished object. So, of the year. And they have, just like any other afterthought heel, this was a complete afterthought, cut it myself, grafted at the heel, grafted at the toe, and I did a sewn bind off, so it's very nice and stretchy at the top. Plenty of give there. And so these haven't been worn yet. I've been waiting to record in order to do that. I did, this yarn would not have matched because it was a solid toe, but I tried to do the same color right at the top of the foot, and coming down to the toe, they were about the same color. But as you can see, one is backwards from the other, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. So, let's see, is that the last of what I had? Yes, but I did some repairs early in the new year. I had found that I had quite a few pairs of socks that, well, 3 pairs of socks that had holes. And I did not have the matching sock yarn. So I did visible mending with a darn, and that is right here. So I did a woven darn, and that's where you go around and you pick up each outside the area, cut off the inside, and then you go one way and then the other and weave it and finish it with a darn. And that I'm even darning socks is huge because I normally darn them, but I love these with my brown slacks, and so I wear them. And I have a pair of boot socks that I did actually have the same color. And so these are actually worsted weight socks, and I don't know if you can see them in there too much, but I did a woven also on this one. And that was done, and it's basically the same spot on all of them. And so I'm wondering what here is catching my socks in that spot, because I never had this issue. I did the same with this pair, and it's a visible because this pair was given to me. And now I'm able to wear it again. It's one of my favorite pair of socks. Put them on all the time. So darning isn't hard. It does take a little bit of time, but it makes your sock work. So, you just don't want it so off in the yarn that it's going to form a ridge that could form a blister. And if your sock fits correctly, you're not going to have that rubbing to form a blister, so you don't have to worry about it. But just be sure that you match the type of yarn, if not the color of yarn. Now on to works in progress. I have a bunch of things down here. So this one I have to dig out. And this is, there's the yarn I used on that one sock. That was the Winter Wonderland. Move my socks over to where I've already talked about it. So Sarge took me to Michael's and he said, let's have fun. So what I did was I picked up 2 of these. These are the Karen anniversary cakes, bigger than my head, huge. It's basically a sweater's worth for a long sweater if you wanted to do a sweater out of it. I am doing a blanket out of it, and I don't know that I'm going to keep this pattern for the blanket. I am using a L hook in an 8mm, and I am keeping it because it's so big in one of these totes that you can get that slide into those square things. And I have it started with a corner to corner. And I don't know if I'm going to stick with the corner to corner. I might just change it to a granny ripple and make it easy and mindless. So this may get ripped out, but I did start it and it is going. I just don't know if I'm happy with it. So I'll figure that out as it goes. I also started the Under the Mistletoe shawl, and that is from Sweet Mountain Fibers. She did like an Advent, a 12 Days of Christmas, but I did not get hers. I just ordered the pattern. And I got to size 5, or I think day 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was on day 7, and I haven't finished day 7. I am using the Harry Potter 12 Days of Christmas, 12 Days of Harry Potter from Forbidden Fiber. And I've gotten this far. I do want to continue. I just got busy with life and everything to go with it. So I did not finish this. And I will get back to it. I am liking how it's coming out. And I think I'll be able to put in a picture of, hi Spot. Yeah. Should be able to put in a picture of what it's going to look like right up here. Fingers crossed on that. The 12 days did come with a pattern. It just wasn't the one I wanted to do with it. And so I'm holding it in the bag that came with the 12 days set. Words are hard. Can't think today. I'm gonna skip that. I did some spinning, but it's not enough to show, and I didn't bring the wheel out here. There was enough stuff out here already. Come here, baby boy. You're okay. Come here. Come here. Yeah. You my guy. You my guy. Okay. Had to have a little bit of kitty time. Oh, big purse. You've got a big purse. And you can sit down up there. There you go. So the next thing I started working on, my sister gave me a holler and said, I love the socks you made me, but they're way too bright for my Birkenstocks. So if I send you yarn, can you make me socks? And I said, well, sure, okay. So she sent me through cadet colors in Patton's Croy. And now I have to look and find out where I put the rest of the sock. There it is. So I finished it last night, and I'll put up a picture of how I finished it. Yeah, I didn't like it. She wanted a tall sock to go with her Birks. And so I have the toe in this color, which is Cascade from Patton's Croy FX. And I have the toe and heel in that. And I had just done 1.5 inches of ribbing at the top. I have this much yarn left over. So I put through a safety line, a lifeline, and in fact the needle's still attached on it. I just pick up every other stitch across, you know, when you've got the V's, so you pick up the right side all the way across, or the left if that's how you deal. And I have cut off the top portion of the sock, so sock surgery. This will be unwound. This will be knitted into this. I might reuse this and knit it in. It depends on how long it is. And then I will do about a 2-inch cuff in the Cascade at the top and just make it a taller sock. The wonderful Marl, I did a short row heel. This is not an afterthought heel. This is a straightforward short row wrap and turn heel. And I did the sweater surgery this morning. I just looked at it when I got up and I'm like, she's not going to be happy with that. She wanted a tall sock. That's why she sent me 2 of the skeins of the Croy. And so I have that going for her. And hopefully I will get that done this month if everything goes right. The other sock, the other yarn is right here. I went and bought another skein of the blue just in case I needed a little bit more. So we have plenty for that. She also sent through some other Croy sock, and that was in a pink. And it's in this madhouse of yarn somewhere. Did I put it in here? Nope. If I find it, I'll show it. There we go. Here it is. So she sent through this one. And this is Brown Rose Marl. And that, again, I will probably use the Cascade to put heels and toes in this one as well. I'm using a chair over here to set stuff on that I have talked about. Then I did the Unsafe Knitters blanket squares. I have a couple squares finished, but I'm not finished because I have to do 4 to finish out the swap this month. And the ones that I have is the rest of that Lion Brand Thick and Quick, and then I had the same size in this variegated, and I did an edging on that to make it a 12 by 12. I also did a full block in the variegated that to me looks like a flower field, but I like it. So I did that up, and then to go a little bit skinnier, these are just simple granny squares. I have Heartland, which is some stash yarn that I've had, and I am using a G hook. For those I used a P hook, but for this I'm using a G hook, and I'm just doing a smaller granny, and of course it'll be 12 by 12. I have plenty, and I think I can get 2 out of this. So that's what I'm going to be sending out by the end of the month. I have to get those swaps out. This hook, I think I've talked about before. It's a tulip hook. It is amazingly light. It has the boy style inline hook. It doesn't have the chunk smile one. It's the boy style. I really like it. And this one, I'm going to be ordering more of these. They are expensive, but they are worth it. And I think I heard about them first on Naughty Knitwits. Michelle was talking about them and how much she was enjoying knitting or crocheting with them, and I like that. So I'm on my 3rd, and I need 4. Then I had a couple of gifts come in before I get into shopping. The swap that I just talked about from the Unsafe Knitters group on Telegram, my swap came in, and that is this scenery that will go into the blanket, crocheted up. I love it. She also sent an Unsafe Blanket Project metal tape measure, and I love metal tape measures. The fabric ones, like this frog, are great, except the more you use them and stretch with them, the more they actually stretch. So these wear out. This, on the other hand, a metal measuring tape is going to stay a metal measuring tape. They're not going to stretch. So I love this. She also sent through a pin with the Unsafe Space logo and stitch markers. These are earring type stitch markers. I could use them as earrings. So I like that. Thank you very much. And the other gift, there was a whole bunch of things in it. She knows who she is. She sent it down to me. The things I wanted to show you, though, this is a catfish. And I'm using it to hold my double point needles. And I have other double points that will be going into it also. These are my shorter. And that way my catfish is holding my DPNs. And I love it. Yeah. and that is by Hobbs Hill. It is an Alaskan maker. Love it, love it. And she sent through a pattern for Drachenfels by Melanie Burke. And to go with that, she sent through Mountain Meadow wool, Touch of the West, made in Buffalo, Wyoming. And this is Cody hand dyed. And the colors that she got me, because she knows me quite well, are the red, white, and blue. And so I'll be doing that pattern up. It's on my list for this year. I'll be adding other things to that list in a little bit, just like I do at the beginning of each year when I go, I want to, and then we'll see if I do. But these are my wants right now, right? So thank you, thank you. Love these. Where am I? Things I purchased, so shopping. Those Karen cakes that I showed, that large one, I have another second large one, so you can see how big it actually is. And it's wrapping when you go to get it. It's yay big. Correct side up. This colorway that I am using for this blanket is called Chocolate Fountain. And the amount of yard, it is 1,000 grams, and it's 1,061 yards. And it's from the Lush Living collection. And it is, 1,000 yards. That's in an Aran weight. Yeah, that's an Aran to a chunky weight. I mean, it's just a little bit thicker, a heavy Aran. You could probably do a sweater out of that if you wanted to. Wash and wear. There you go. And I'm not opposed to that. So I have that. Then I went back, and because I'm making my sister socks, I decided to get my brother-in-law sock yarn. And I picked up the same kind, and this is the Tourmaline Stripes in Patent FX. And so it's grays with a hint of a purple in there, but not massively purple. Like I don't know, just a hint. So I got 3 skeins of that. And then because I like doing the heels, toes, and cuffs, I got the plain black. I think it's called charcoal. Oh, it's gentry gray. Yeah, for heels, toes, and cuffs to go with that. I also needed to pick up some double points, size 5. I can't find my bigger double points, so I just picked up these. These are from Loops and Threads. They are the aluminum, and I'll be using those in a project soon. So that was something I purchased. Now I'm not showing all of my purchases because it was the end of the year and I was getting me some yarn. Like I needed it, but I don't need to justify. I did get from Stitched by Jessa Lou her extra large sweater bag in Noman. I think it's Noman along the way, but I'm not sure. And he is adorable. I love this little guy. And it looks like he's doing cartwheels in snowshoes, and the mushrooms have snows on them and everything. And the inside of the bag is just as cute. Hopefully you can see that with the snowflakes on the inside. So, yep. Stitched by Jessa Lou. Love the way she makes her bags. Good quality. Then I got a sweater's worth of Cozy Wool Merino. So this is 55% superwash merino and 45% anti-pilling, washer and dryerable. Don't iron. So what I did on this was I'm thinking about using this for the Comfort Fade. Because I hadn't quite decided on what I wanted to do for my Comfort Fade. And this was sitting there with all these colors. And it was actually in a bin. Somebody else had chosen these colors. And then they walked away from it. And so it is so me. It is so me. And Sarge said, you can't walk out of here without that. So I agreed with him and bought it. And I know you've heard him in the other room. He's in there sorting some things. I'm trying to stay quiet, but he's doing a good job. Do you want to come in and say hello? Nope, 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 yep. There's no hello from you, huh?
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah. We're still trying to get things sorted, and it's kind of weird sitting here talking with him in the other room because, you know, when we used to record audio, he was sitting right beside me and we were just bantering and talking, and yeah, we're not doing that anymore. So, but each of these skeins, I got it 50% off, so that was like, you know, it's $10 here, $5 a skein, which is a decent price. And let's see, they have, what's the yardage? $410 yards each. So with 5 of them, that's 2,000 yards there. So I can do some sort of sweater. It is, what is it? It's a size G hook suggested. What's the knit size? Let's see, 5. So it's a 3 light, so it's a DK weight. Do something out of it. I don't know exactly what, and I could always use a carry along with it if I need to. But these are definitely my colors, and I couldn't pass it up for the price. So $5 each, $25 for a sweater. I will figure it out. I finally got a yarn bowl. Actually, I got a few yarn bowls, and I'll show the others. I have them set up there. I'll show the others in a picture. But I like him. He's got little feeties. And they had to number the feeties. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure they have 4. I think it's funny. But I liked it, so I bought it. I also picked up Vesper sock yarn from Knitterly Things, and she had put up a special order or a pre-order for Son of a Nutcracker. And I know Son of a Nutcracker probably comes from the Elf movie, but that isn't why I bought it, because I've tried to watch Elf a few times, and I'm sorry, I can't. I can get maybe 30 minutes into it, and I can't. I just can't. So, I was listening to a book series that is called Miss Frost, and it is a series by Kristen Painter, and it is about Santa Claus's niece, Miss Frost, who is Jack Frost's daughter, and she solves mysteries. And yes, it's one of those cozy mysteries, cutesy things, and it's got like $10 to it. But I listened to that over the Christmas season this year. And I have, I have an hour drive up and an hour drive down. And do you want to show off your toys? Is that what you're saying?
No, I was just scaring the cats.
But if you haven't listened to that book, I mean, I listen to books every day on my way to work, and I enjoy it. When I ordered son of a nutcracker. I also ordered magenta and chartreuse because I'm going to make 2 pairs of stripy socks, short socks, and I will do cuffs, heels, and toes out of this. When I know that they're going to be shorty socks, I plan ahead and I order more. But when I don't know and I expect it to be a longer sock, I was disappointed. So I don't mind shorty socks. But when I wanted the longer sock, I wanted the longer. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think you do. You get it. Anyways. So, things that... Oh, I have one more thing coming in for New Year's plans. And I ordered this from my friend Sandy in Sweden. I'm going to put a picture up here of the pattern that I'm going to be doing. It is the comfort, it's the cozy comfort sweater. And I had to order, let me get the name of this yarn right. It's Mellan Raggi, Raggi. And I can't find it here in the States. And she said she could get it. And what I did was I posted on the group and said, can I get a yarn mule that can, yeah. And so thank you so much for being my yarn mule. It is being sent and I'm ecstatic. So that's coming in and that is number 1 in my New Year's plans. Now I have a bunch of plans and I'm not going to do them 1 through 10 as this is what I'm doing in order. I'm just going to, you know. So number 2 happens to be the 2 sisters and some yarn knit along, and that is with Chicken Lady fibers, and hopefully I'll get a picture of the yarn up here. This I haven't cast on yet. It is in my plans. The knit along's going on right now, but I want to finish these socks before I move into the next. I think the only thing I didn't talk about, and I was supposed to, is my rug sweater so far. And I haven't touched it at all since the last time you saw it, so there's no point in me pulling it out. That's why I didn't. But the socks need to be cast on, and that is hashtag TSASY. And I'm going to do a basic sock with integrated heel, and that I'll also post up here. They have a cuff down and a toe up version of this, and I've never done the integrated heel like what they're talking about. I want to try it. The next is the Unity KCal. It's hashtag Unity KCal, and it is being put on by quite a few people on Instagram. You can look it up. It is putting the crafting community back together again. Let's stop the infighting. We all like yarn. Move forward. We don't need the rest of the crap. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing for the Unity Cal. You can mark whatever you're working on as a Unity Cal. I think I've marked a couple things that I've worked on. My eyeball itches. But I don't know. I think I want to start something special for that and get that going. It's year long, I believe. Then I have Stash Down 2022 plans. As much as you've seen that I bought, this was all purchased prior to 2022. So everything going forward, I'm knitting from Stash, hopefully, other than what's coming from Sweden, and anything that I ordered before the new year might be coming in. Like I know I have the Lent, the 40 Days of Lent from Knitty McPurley coming in, and I'll be doing that. And I have a couple other things that I had ordered that I'm expecting. But that was all purchased prior to the new year. Oh, excuse me. Let's see if I can cut that out. But if I can't, I'm going to take a sip of my Snapple. And get back into this. My Stash Down plans. I have Cable Crush joggers, which hopefully I'll get a picture up here. These are actually jogging pants that I want for Dammy Pants, and I want to knit them, yes. And yes, I'm crazy, but they look so comfy, and I want to do it, and they're going to be for around the house. I'm not going out in public in them, but I'm allowed to have that. And I not only want to do that from Knititude out of Woolies that I have in blue. I purchased this Woolies ages ago to knit with Melski Knits. And I decided not to do the sweater that she had done. And this calls for 8 skeins, I think, to do these pants in my size. And so I'm going to go ahead and I have it. So I'm going to make them. To go with that, in a robe type style, is her Ridgeline Duster. And that one, I actually think, I have some yarn hollow that I'm thinking about, or I have this brown that I purchased and I talked about, and I started knitting something and I ripped it out. Where did I get this yarn from? Can't remember. Don't even know what kind it is. It's in a box. So we'll see. I may use this. I know it's a washable. It's a blend just like Woolies. I think it's not the 80-20. I think it's actually like a 60-40 blend. But I know I have 10 skeins of it, and I believe I have enough to do that duster. It is a full-length, knee-length duster cardigan type sweater, and I really like it. Knititude's patterns are mindless. I mean, you have a little bit of thinking, the simple raglan, okay, that gets me off on a tangent, and I'm going to go there. I saw the other day that someone is saying that raglan is racist, or whatever. No, raglan was the name of a military person who lost his arm and wanted to design a sweater or have a sweater that accommodated him not having an arm. And so he did the raglan increases, and that's what they were named, so that you could do one arm but not the other, but still have a fitted sweater. Cardigan. I believe he was one of the generals in the Light Brigade. And Kitchener is another military. Knitting and military goes hand in hand. A lot of countries, you know, we all stepped up in World War I, not me, but, you know, the country, and knit socks for the soldiers, and World War II. And it's not racist. We're going to go unity. We're going to bring it together. We're going to call it what it's called. And we don't need to new name these things. Those who fail to learn from history are bound to repeat it. And taking away all of the history is not good. So there's my soapbox. There you go. But Knititude does fairly simple patterns, and she does patterns well without making your brain hurt. And I know there are people out there that are absolutely in love with other designers that are more intense. I haven't knit a Knititude pattern yet that I haven't liked. And so go give her a chance. She has both an Etsy, and I think she's on Love Crafts, and she sells through Lion Brand with kits. And she also is on Ravelry if you're there. Like I said, I might also do some of this out of a yarn hollow yarn that I've had in my stash for a long time, so I'm not sure. The next thing I want to make up is I had purchased this last year from Hobby some burnt orange lace weight and some burnt orange the kid silk or alpaca silk. I'm not sure which it was. And I really want to do the magnolia bloom, and hopefully that pattern's going up. I like it. The only thing I might change is the bubbles on it, because I'm not a huge bubbles person, but I may leave it. I don't know. As it's up here and not across here, I may leave the bubbles. I have had lemongrass by Joji Locatelli in my stash for a long time in my pattern list, my queue. And I have some berry yarn that would be perfect in this. but I also have some hand spun that if I have enough, I may use that. And the lemongrass, as you can see, is an open type sweater with the buttons down the side, and I really like that. I have two of them that I wear at work a lot, and I think if I lengthen this one to where I like it, because I like tunic length, that's where I'm more comfortable. I have a few crop sweaters, but I'm not huge on crop sweaters. I think I'd really get a lot of wear out of this. The next thing I want to make is out of the 52 Weeks of Shawls book that I got from, I think it's Lane, and that is Autumn Vibes, and the yarn that I want to use is a DK that's in stash. I believe it's like a cranberry color that I have downstairs, and I think as a gift that would sound amazing or look amazing. So I also have to make up my own square for my square swap blanket, and I think I'm going to use the Gnome dishcloth square, and it is a 12-inch square, and I'm not sure what I'm going to make it up out of. I've got quite a few yarns downstairs, but it will be out of stash. Then, of course, I want some mitts. I haven't decided on those. Of course, I have plenty of socks that I'm planning on knitting. And I want a few more hats as I come to them. I would really like to do up the new insertable hat that I just got from a friend. I can't think of the name of it, but maybe I'll put the thing up here. And she has it as a free pattern on Ravelry, and yeah, I'll try and link it or put the picture up here with the name of it. Other things that I picked up, just to throw this in because I forgot to talk about it. Christmas time, I got the book called Write It Down, which is Yarn It. It is a knitting and crochet journal. And it says, in the rhythm of the needles, there is music for the soul. It is by Write It Down Journal. This gives you room to put everything you need for your projects, and instead of using an online source, have everything here. You also have enough room in the back of the page. Oh, he brought me his ball. Do you want your ball? Do you want your ball? Yeah. Are you going to say hi to the peoples first? Can you say hi to the peoples? Say hi, Cupid. There you go. Do you want the ball? Do you want the ball? Go get the ball. Mama Fred. There you go. Bring it back. He plays fetch. Oh, I don't have a ball. Candy, you gotta go find a ball. The cats are wanting to play ball. That's what they do. So on this, it says, if you don't have anything more to say, use this page to paste photos of your project. And I don't know, there's enough to do maybe a project a day. Yeah, I'm not going to be that much. But yeah, pick that up. And from Amazon, I told you I was going to talk about these shawl pins. And I got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there were 8 in the set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Might be 9. But the one that I gave my friend. And then these are all of the ones that, well, some of them come apart, but most of them don't. Wow, that one wants to stick to each other. I really like how they're different metals. This is the one that comes apart, so it is an actual shawl pin instead of the kind that are held together. I forget what the name of these are. You guys are probably shouting them at me. But I picked them up. I'm tired of losing my shawl pins as I walk around work or whatever when I have things over the shoulder. This one stays put and maintains. So there is that. So what else have we been going on? Going into recipes. 2021, a look back. I did 23 projects completed. In 2021, I thought it was 21, maybe 22, but I counted them. I always take a photograph on Instagram. Last year's hashtag was CoggyTM 2021. This year's is CoggyTM 2022. And it's just an easy hashtag so I can just look at what I've finished. And I only put that hashtag when I actually finish, not when I'm doing. So the other things I did in 2021 is moved across the states, set up house, and had a new job. It was an adventure, still is an adventure. Sarge came home right before Thanksgiving, and it's a new normal that's not so normal. So we're still trying to figure it out and how this is going to go with us. We have been busy discovering Rapid City and the Black Hills, and we haven't gone everywhere, but we've gone some places, and we've been having fun doing it. We've also spent a lot of time just home. Just, sometimes it's he's in one room, I'm in the other. Sometimes we're sitting right next to each other, ignoring each other, but we're together, and that's what matters. Then we have cooking. Sarge decided to get me new toys for Christmas. And I'll put a picture up here. He got me the Lodge pie pan and sheet pan set. And I love cast iron. I love cooking on cast iron. I always have. And he also got me a set of bamboo cutting boards. I have the box here. The boards are put up over there in the kitchen, but these are from Cave Pop, and I have only used the small one so far. Of course, they say this one's for cheese, that one's for veggies, that one's for fish, and that one's for meat. I don't cut a lot of meat on cutting boards, so I mostly cut veggies on it. So I have the silicone ones for me. But these are laser cut, I believe. They're all natural, 4 different sizes, and are laser etched food icons. Finding the right cutting board is a breeze. The deep side grooves catch any liquid that might be running off. Keeps your countertop clean, while the underside handle allows you to move and handle the cutting board with ease. And it's also got the holder that goes with to hold them and keep them up. So I really like that, and I love my cast irons, and so I had to get to cooking, right? So this week in cooking, I am going to make easy chicken tamales, and this uses masa and el pato sauce, and it is from Savor the South at wordpress.com, and I will try to link it down below. And the other thing I will be making is 3-cheese tortellini soup, and I'll put that also down below. And they just both sound really good for this time of year. And the camera's bouncing because the cats are playing ball. Before I get into Graduate Corner, I normally do a word of the year. And I spent a lot of time thinking about my word of the year this year. And the last couple of years, it's really been focused on I'm enough, and I need to change, and I'm perfectly imperfect. And those have all been really good for me to focus on that, and I have to mindfully focus on those words. This year, my mindful focus is on play. I'm very serious at work. I have to be serious at work. I come home, and because of all the serious at work, I forget to play, and I need to remember that I'm not so old that I can't play. and I like to have fun. So my word is play. And I'm going to figure out how it's going to roll into the year. And tell me what your word of the year is. The other thing I need to talk about before I move forward is I think in the last episode I talked about who was the winner of the contest that I did, and that was Polly Nets. And yeah, so thank you for everybody that joined in on that. So my gadget this episode is one that I have used, I want to say 5 or 6 years now, might be longer than that. Actually, I know it was longer than that. I want to say it's been about 8 years. I originally got Note Shelf for the computer or for the laptop, for the tablet, hey, one of those things, the app when I was having knee surgery. So it's got to be at least 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. And they have upgraded it to Note Shelf 2. And I absolutely love it for PDF patterns. And I find it so much easier to use than Knit Companion. I don't have to program it. I don't have to think about it. I just throw a PDF up. I can highlight, I can type in, I can make notes, I can add pictures, I can do everything I want to do and make sense of my pattern. And it's still my go-to for patterns. I use it all the time. Even if I have a written pattern, I will take a picture of that pattern, turn it into a PDF, and throw it into that so that I can mark off where I am in the pattern. And it's just, I don't share them. I don't, that's me. And yeah, if you don't have Note Shelf, check it out. It is a paid app on the Apple products, but it is well worth it. It's a one-time pay. You don't have to pay anymore. You don't have to pay for upgrades or things like that. I just, one time. And yeah, I think that takes us to the end. And if I can read that correctly, because I took off my glasses because of the glare, we're at 1 hour. So I'm going to do a little bit of editing on this, but not hard. And I hope you all have a happy 2022. And maybe I will see you in a couple weeks, but I'm thinking right now that it's going to be a monthly podcast. Just easier for me that way. And so until next time, check your checkbook before starting the high fiber diet. Bye-bye.